direct examination, I know you guys have the camera. If you want to move it so you don't see the back of the witness's head,
Okay.
you feel free. I
Okay.
just didn't know if that was going to be a problem later when you guys look at the video. You may proceed, Miranda.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself, spelling your last name for the record.
Hello. My name is Tyler Hartman. My surname is spelled Hartman.
Ms. Hartman, where are you from?
Well, right here in Midlands, of course. I've lived here my whole life. I was born in this house. I grew up in this house. I love this house. I couldn't imagine my life anywhere else, actually. Well, apart from two other places, that is. I'd love to live in Rockdale, or even Hogwarts.
Ms. Hartman, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
I live, sleep, and breathe Harry Potter. I am the original Hermione Granger. Not that Emma Watson chick. I hate her. Well, anyway, I practice my accent every single day in front of the mirror, and then I go to Rockworld and try it out on people, you know, to see if they buy it, which of course, they do.
What do you do for a living?
Right now, I strictly sell and collect memorabilia from the Harry Potter series and from Rockworld itself.
Well, Ms. Hartman, how often do you go to Rockdale?
Like, as much as Harry fights Voldemort all the time, I love it there. I've got so many friends there. My friend, Whit Bowman, I used to go see him all the time. He kind of reminded me of Harry, well, minus the lightning bolt on his head, and he hasn't got a British accent. But we didn't hang out that much anymore, so it kind of sucks.
Why is that?
Well, you see, we used to talk all the time, and he was a really good friend. He liked Harry Potter too. But then another employee, Cameron Poole, came along and started working at Rockdale and kind of stole it from me. So I used to follow them.
Objection, Your Honor. Substantially more prejudicial than probative.
Explain.
He said, Ms. Hartman has said that Cameron Poole stole wit from her. It's a very charged word, stole.
Your response?
Your Honor, she's just explaining how she perceived the event to happen.
Maybe her
It's
turn.
not more probative.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, defense.
Your Honor, if she would like to say that Wit began hanging out with Mr. Poole more, that's admissible, but she is using extremely emotionally charged words such as stole, and she's putting it in such a way that makes it seem like Wit spent his time almost exclusively with Mr. Poole. Doing so will mislead the jury.
I think she's just turning a phrase. I'm going to overrule that.
So, why did you hang out with Whit Bowman this much?
Well, because another employee, Cameron Poole, came along and took my friend Whit from me. It was nice. So I used to follow them and wait for them to finish talking, and then I could talk to Whit again.
Ms. Hartman, do you follow Whit Bowman?
Yes. Yes, I did. This one time, I had to hide behind a tree, you know, so that nobody could see me. And I kind of overheard them talking a little bit.
Well, what did you overhear?
Well, Cameron was kind of upset, saying that he didn't have enough money for the
Objection, Your Honor,
rent.
hearsay.
That Cameron was upset, and then I'll ask the prosecution, can you proffer what the rest of the line will be?
I believe it would be Cameron was upset and he was saying something about a lack of money.
Okay. And your objection to hearsay?
Would be to the statement she was about to say about Cameron Poole saying, I believe what the witness was about to say was about the stash of fake World Tour wristbands that he had.
Well, why don't we pretend the jury's not here and ask the witness what she was about to say? You tell the court what Cameron Poole said.
That he didn't have enough money for rent, and that was it really. But the pay was too low.
Okay. And explain one more time, defense, your objection to hearsay for this line.
My objection to hearsay is that Mr. Poole is making this statement. It is an out-of-court statement being used for the truth of the matter asserted.
And your response to that objection?
And Your Honor, Cameron Poole has already been declared as unavailable pursuant to 804, Rule 804. This is admissible.
May I be heard, Your Honor?
No, that's not necessary. I don't think that's quite enough. If the line is as it stands, I don't think it's really implicating Cameron Pool necessarily in a way that's contrary to Cameron Pool's interests. Because it's not just unavailable, but the further element of that. So as it is right now, I'm going to sustain it. If there's some other dialogue that perhaps suggests that it is related to conspiracy, but Cameron Pool's not on trial, and I don't want to confuse the issue for the jury and make it look like, set up Cameron Pool's motive and everything just by, taking advantage of a hearsay exception. So I'm going to sustain the objection. I don't believe much is on the record, but I'll strike whatever's on the record, and you may proceed.
Now, you said before that you followed Whit Bowman. Did you ever follow Whit Bowman and Cameron Poole any other times over that summer?
Yes, I did. I kind of followed them another 2 times, exactly.
What happened when you followed them?
This one time, I followed them into the employee restroom, and when they came in, I kind of hid in a stall, again, so they wouldn't see me. And I overheard them talking about how they didn't want to go down for something, and Whit said he had an insurance policy, not to worry, to keep your ears open to Cameron. Then, I actually saw Whit pull out a huge knife and put it in a locker.
What was the other time that you overheard Whit and Cam?
Well, the other time I heard them talking, they were talking about some sort of place.
Ms. Harmon, what place?
I guess it was the emergency exit at the back of the Tunnel of Terror.
Now, Ms. Harmon, I want to fast forward to August 30th, 2012. Were you at Rock to Roll that day?
Yeah. I was actually on the Tunnel of Terror when Whit put it into blackout mode.
How do you know what blackout mode is?
Well, the rides haven't really changed that much since I used to work there. Plus, Whit showed me how to do it.
What is blackout mode?
It's like there's a blue lever marked maintenance, and when you pull it, it switches all the lights off, but the ride keeps moving.
Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation.
Explain.
The witness has not given any foundation as to how she would know exactly what blackout mode is. She's not an employee at Rock the World.
Your response?
Your Honor, the witness has clearly testified already that she worked at Rock the Road. The rides haven't changed since she worked then, and Whit Bowman has showed her what blackout mode is. Therefore, she will be able to testify to what blackout mode really is.
Your Honor, if I may?
Sure.
While the witness was an employee at Rock the World some time ago, she was not a ride operator. She was, I believe, a gopher.
Why don't we just solve this by asking her how she's familiar with blackout mode, just so it's plainly clear to the jury. Like you said, it's already in the record, but I want to make sure we have every source of information about how she would know this. And pending that, I'll overrule your objection.
How are you familiar with blackout mode?
Well, I used to work at Rock the World, and it hasn't changed since then. Plus, Whit showed me how to do it. I've seen the dashboard, and I kind of been there a lot, many years.
Now, you said you were at Rock the Road on August 30th, 2012. When you got onto the Tunnel of Terror, what happened that day?
I got onto the ride, it started, then I heard a gunshot.
You heard a gunshot. Did the ride stop?
No, it never. It kept going, and then I seen Cameron Poole being chased by Officer Thomas, so I shouted to it to stop the ride.
Did the ride stop then?
No, it never. It kept going, and then I seen Cameron Poole heading for the emergency exit, so I shouted again to stop the ride.
Objection, Your Honor, substantially more prejudicial than probative.
Elaborate.
Your Honor, the witness is making it appear like because she had shouted to Whit Bowman, he should have known how to stop. He should have known that he should have stopped the ride. They're not putting it into the context of a very noisy amusement park in which the roller coaster ride operator very likely would not have been able to hear the statement of one person riding it. It serves to mislead the jury.
I think that's like the issue before. They're really kind of weight issues. If you do take issue with her portrayal, it's obviously something you can do, take care of cross or through another witness and point out all those things you just mentioned. So I'm going to let the jury hear it, and then obviously you can help them decide how much weight they should give it through your case. So.
Now, Ms. Harmon, after you yelled to the defendant 2 times to stop the ride, did the ride stop?
No, it kept going, and then we put it into blackout mode.
After it went to blackout mode, did the ride stop?
No, it kept going, and then I seen a small beam of light where Cameron had opened the emergency exit door.
Miss Hartman, when did this ride stop?
When Officer Thomas got hit, he got hit by the buggy, and then Cameron Poole ran away.
Thank you. At this time, I have no further questions.
All right, cross-examination.